Hey everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So I'm not long back from Create and Craft after launching another collection. So this is my creative cut. So if you like the lattice fold or the lace fold, the braided fold, what's the other one, kirigami, that's the one I was after, then you're going to really like this collection. Also, if you liked my tower fold collection that I launched last year, you'll enjoy this as well. It's that paper engineering. You can fold the cardstock to create some really lovely designs, and you can use it on many folds as well. So I'm going to flip the camera around in a moment and show you everything in more detail along with the samples that I've made. But I also wanted to tell you that I'm going to be live over on the Craft Stash Facebook page. It's a Made to Surprise takeover at 12:30 today, and I will be doing demos, and there will be a chance for you to win some of the product. And you can also check out the bundle offers that we will have. They're always while the stocks last, so get over there quick if you want to get your hands on some of this at a good price. I'll link all of those in the description box below if you want to go and check those out. But yeah, I hope you can join me at 12:30 today. It's going to be a nice about an hour and a half. It's always very relaxed. You can ask me questions, and I can just show you it in more detail, and hopefully, you know, answer any questions that you might have. So for now, let's flip the camera so I can show you this lovely product. So these are the boards that I made showing you the 6 designs that you can create using the main dies from the creative cuts. So these are your curves and squares. So you can see this lovely effect here, and you can snip into this if you want to make this shorter to fit on your smaller cards, because all of these dies are designed for 5x7 or bigger really. This one here is more for 8x8 along with this one, but then you snip down, so you could just cut along right across here, lift that up when you cut it, but you can cut right across and so on. If you want this to fit on a shorter card, you know, like 6x6, you can. But if you want them to go onto the fold of a card, then you would need a large die cutting machine. So you can use these dies on any size machine that you have. However, you will only be able to do certain things with a smaller machine, and I'm going to go through that, and you'll see that when I do my demo later on and with tutorials that I'll continue to share on my channel. This is the wide and double arrows. This one's, I think, my favourite. It's between this one and this one, but then I really love the square one as well. One of my favourite cards is actually using the square one. But you can see there that lovely design. And I think if you use double-sided pattern paper, because you fold over pieces, you'll see the design on the back, especially if it matches really nicely. I think that's going to look lovely. And then here is your circles and tall arrows. Again, really, really fun. And you can weave your ribbon through these as well. Again, you'll see those on the samples in a moment. But I just thought I would show you those boards just so you can see it a bit clearer, the designs that you can get. Okay, so this is everything in my latest release. These are the 3 main dies here. You get 2 dies in each, so you've got 2 plates that will create a different design. So this one's your circles and tall arrows. This is your wide and double arrows. And then you have your curves and squares. Now, for anybody who didn't see me on Create and Craft launching this, this is the kind of thing that you can create, and you can see this beautiful edge detail that you can have on your cards. Now, it's not designed to just be on the edge. We didn't put the score line through the middle. I thought it'd be better for you to add that, because it's really easy to do, and that way these will also make really lovely toppers and center details, and you haven't got that score line through the middle. But if you've got any pre-made cards, then you can just pop this plate either side of the score line and you'll create something like this. So this is a side fold card. You can see there how I've made that. I'll be sharing tutorials with lots of different designs. And then on the front here, you've got these beautiful flowers, which are using flowers from my new Funky Florals die set. I love these. You can just create some really fun effects, whether you use your flower foam or cardstock, vellum. Each way looks very different, but really beautiful. And then I've even got these wonderful papers here as well in the paper pad. So that's one example there. So I'm going to talk you through more of the product and then show you more samples towards the end. So going back to the plates here, I'll just open them up just so you can see how these look. Now, these are my ones, so I've already added little labels onto these so I know what's what, because I end up getting rid of my packaging. I keep these on magnetic plates. I've also just scratched in a little center mark on all of them. You'll see on this one here, and again I'll talk you through that kind of thing during the demos. It just makes it a bit easier for you to line it up on the score lines. But this is what they look like. So you'll find on all of them you've got these score lines, but the top one will cut completely as a cut line all the way around, and that's supposed to be like that. You can see here it cuts all the way around, but on all of these ones they have a score line along the top. It's the top one that you then take when it comes out, you replace and pop it at the top. And that's, if you've ever made a lattice fold card, then you'll be familiar with that kind of technique. But it just takes the time away now from you having to use your ruler and a pencil and measure everything out. There have been stencils in the past, and I know lots of people download patterns and things like that, but I thought it'd be really fun to have these dies. Just makes it very quick to do. So that's that one there. And then again, you've got the wide and double arrows, and then the circle and tall arrows. I won't get all of those out. They look exactly as they do on the front there. And then I've got some card inspiration on the front, and I'll show you these exact cards in a minute as well. So this is my latest paper pad. It's an 8x8 and it's the Creative Cuts paper pad. You get 4 of 6 designs, 180 GSM. I love this one. You've got these 6 beautiful designs, and they're in my favourite colours, which is that lovely hot pink, the yellows and the orange tones there. So to show you those closer up here, so this is this lovely circle one here. You've got little sprinkles and then the polka dots in the background. You've got this gorgeous one here. You'll see that on the samples in a moment. And this really pretty one. You could fussy cut these as well. I think they're lovely watercoloured images. This one's one of my favourites. Love the stripe and the polka dot together there. It's like a brush, paintbrush kind of strip there. And then you've got these more background ones. So you've got this one with the faint polka dots and then the outline of the peony flowers. You've got them in the buds and then also bloomed, and you've got some leaves there as well. And then you've got this one here, which has all those dots all over with the yellow background. So it's a really pretty paper pad. So we've got the flowers there, which I've briefly showed you. So you get funky florals, you get 14 dies in this one. And I'll just show you, these are all just the pieces that I keep, just how these kind of look when you cut them. So they're nice big, that's the largest size, and you've got the medium, and then you've got the small ones here. Now that's using cardstock, but if you use your flower foam, you can create fun flowers like this. And I've just inked that in the blue. I've used some heat on that as well, so it's got some shape to it. But how lovely does that look? And that's using these exact same dies, so you can really create some lovely effects. And you know, when you start to layer them up, you can see how they look. I've got some others here as well, but you'll see again what I've done with these in more detail on those samples. And then these ones here, you can see how lovely these look. And these are using cardstock, and I've just blended them. I've actually got a video which I'll be sharing over on my Made to Surprise YouTube channel. So for any tutorials with any of this, you'll need to go over to my other YouTube channel, which is just for Made to Surprise. But I like to do the launches on this channel. But you see I popped some little stamen detail in that one. This one here's just needs the centre done, but it's another version. And then that one there without adding the glitter to it. But that's how they look when they're cut. So again, you can see nice big sizes. So that's the large one, and then you've got the medium and the small there. So again, really nice design. And then the other flower, which is these 3 here. And you can see how these look. So there's the large, then you've got medium size, and then the small is there. Do you see how that looks? And then again, if you use your flower foam, you can create things like this. These are great little, what I call stuffers you can get. If you're doing like a nice floral arrangement on a card, these are nice to just kind of fill in and stuff in the gaps when they're, you know, done like this. But I've also got some others using the foam where I've not twisted them and distressed them like this. I've kept them more in this shape, and it looks really nice. They've got more of a bubble effect. But again, you can see I've combined this one here from these flowers just in the middles there. But I've got tons here. There's a small one there. So again, you can create some really lovely effects. And then the leaves that we've got to work with that as well, I've got here just so you can see the shapes of them. So you've got this one, and you've got this one, which is here and here. And then you've got these 2 details here. These are lovely. I like to do this in like a mirrored card or a glitter card, and then just feed them in. It's really nice to have them poking out. And then you've got the plain stems there as well, which I'll show you on an example. So that's everything in that die set. Then you've got your sentiments. So you've got your stamps and the dies. So these are designed to work together. So you could have hugs, which is die cut, and then and kisses, which is stamped. You could have hip hip hooray. You got your happy birthday here, so you could stamp the happy and then die cut the birthday, or you could stamp the birthday and die cut the happy. You've got celebrate, I love you, let's celebrate there, celebrations, all kinds of different ones. These stamps as well look really nice, just stamped on their own, and I've done that on a few of the cards just as a background, and it looks lovely. So if you just want some nice sentiments, you've got some really nice ones. I like the font. I've mixed, you've got a real modern font with the alphabet set, and then you've got this more traditional style, and mixed together they look really nice, but I just wanted to make sure that there was something for everybody. So for those of you that like more of the traditional style fonts, then you've got this style here. But if you like to make something that's a bit more modern, then I think you're going to really like the alphabet die set. Then onto the stencils. And I've just made this board here so you can see the stencils better. So you've got 2 stencils in this collection. So you've got your grunge background, so you can see how this one works here. This looks really nice in more softer colours, and then build up your flowers on top. I just wanted something a little bit different. And then you've got your offset grid here, or the bricks. It could also be flooring. If you have it on an angle there, you can see it's like your parquet flooring. I think this would look really nice in more of a brick colour, and then you could have like climbing flowers going up the side, or you could use it in like Christmas cards. You could have Santa, maybe, I don't know, it could be like on the chimney top or the rooftop or something like that. I think it's going to work in lots of different ways, and you can see that one there as well. So like I said, that's your offset grid and your grunge background stencils. And then you've got these 2 embossing folders. You've got the offset grid and the broken glass, and you can see them here. So the broken glass is a 5x7, and then your offset grid is 6x6. Again, I really want to start building up my embossing folder collection, and I'm really pleased with the ones I've got at the moment, but I want some more just real good background embossing folders. This one I love. The broken glass is so different, and you can create some lovely effects, especially when you use watercolor, because it will kind of settle in all of these cracks. And I'm going to be using this on mirrored card, and I think that's going to look really cool. And then this one here reminds me of the old safety glass, where you had that grid effect along the front. Again, it's a really nice one in craft card, mirrored card, things like that. It really stands out, but you can see just how those look there. I've added a little bit of sparkle, but I'm not sure how well that's picking up or not. But again, just really nice to just build up the backgrounds. And then lastly, we've got my new alphabet die set. So this is the funky alphabet, and this is actually 1 plate. So if I just take this one out here, you can see we just thought it would be better to put this on a plate because they're much thinner. Having them as individual dies just makes them a bit easier to lose. But the great thing about this is you can just pass it through, and if maybe you're die cutting maybe in white, just use a whole piece of white card, pass it through, and then keep them all. And you'll see here I've got loads all ready to go now, because I've die cut a lot of them in foam. You can see these ones are a bit more dimensional. I think what I'm going to do is get some storage with 24, is it 24 letters in the alphabet, or am I thinking 24 days for Christmas Advent? Anyway, I can then pop the letters in each one. It's going to be so much quicker for me to be able to find them. So that's I think what I'm going to do next. But I think just having them all on that 1 plate just really helps. And yeah, there you can see there. These ones come in terms of measurements, because some people do like to know. You're looking at 1/2 inch wide by, it's about 1 3/4 tall. But the great thing about these, I wanted them to be not so wide, and you can fit a bigger word on a smaller card width. So happy birthday will fit onto a 5x7 card, for example. Whereas if you use my chunky alphabets or a lot of the other ones that are out there, you would have to have that as a landscape or even make a bigger card. So I think this one's going to come in handy, and I've really enjoyed using it. And for anybody new to the channel, this is my chunky alphabet die set. So I'll just show you that next to it. Really popular. Again, I use this in so many tutorials. So to have the 2 now, and I might actually try mixing some of the fonts together. I think that could look quite cool as well. Okay, so onto the samples. So I've already showed you that one there. I'm just going to show them as I've got them here on my pile. Then you've got this cute one here. This is a folds down. I think it's 4x6. But again, I wanted to show some samples where you can make these for smaller cards. But isn't that adorable? And that's using the dies. I kind of went for a bit of a sunflower effect. And then the pattern paper on there as well. And you can see the pattern paper on this one. Then this is one of the featured cards on the front of the curves and squares set, and I've used the stencil in the background, and this is where I was mentioning about feeding some ribbon through. And if I open this one up, you can see how that design looks. It's really effective, and then you've got space to write your message there. They stand up really nicely. You could also have this as a landscape if you want. It will stand up that way as well. And you can back this with acetate, pattern papers and all sorts, and you'll see more of that in a moment. Then I've got this 6x6. Again, I've snipped this, you know, I've come down just to make it a bit shorter. This is quite a showstopper. I've only decorated parts of this because these were all TV samples, but you can see all of the space there you've got to decorate. The lovely design you get here. And that's like a double, I guess a bit of a double gatefold. You can see that stands up, but again, how wonderful is that design? And using the flowers with glitter card and vellum there, and then the stamp It's Your Day. And then I've got that grid embossing folder in the background. Then I've got this gatefold one here. So this is using the broken glass. This is the tall arrows along the side. And then again, I've used a few of the different flowers there. And then this is a gatefold. So again, you can see that lovely design inside, and they all stand up really nicely. This one was to show off the alphabet set there on a thank you card. Got a little bit squashed in transit there. These have been in my case, but you can see once they've been lifted a bit, and these are all go in box envelopes when I do end up giving these. And then I've got the pattern paper, again the tall arrows, and you can have them any way up. So you can see on this one I've got the points at the top, but on that one I've got the points at the bottom. You know, two different effects, and you can see how that one works. This was actually demoed. I made that one for Create and Craft. And then this one here, so I was mentioning about backing the design so it really pops. So you can see there I've just stuck a piece of coloured cardstock behind that, and then I would, you know, write my message there. But again, you can see I've kept the flowers flat, so they're all quite dimensional on all the other ones that I've shown you, but here I've just kept them flat, and I've used the grunge stencil in the background there along with the happy birthday stamp sentiment. This one is again a bit of a showstopper. I'll be doing a tutorial on this one. It folds flat, but this ends up being 6x8, so it's a larger size card, C6 size. But you can see there how you've got this middle section. It's kind of a bridge fold, I guess. And then I've done that topper in the middle with all the flowers, and this is using the double arrows on each side. You can see the back there, so you can write your message on there. But isn't that gorgeous? And with those papers, really, really pretty. You could have a, you know, someone's special birthday in the middle there. I keep doing that as if I'm doing a 60. I think a 60th because my mum not long turned 60, so that seems to be the number when I think of special birthdays. But I think that would look and work really well. And I've got another thank you card here. Again, this one has been backed on this piece. So rather than sticking the cardstock there, I've stuck it onto the back. If you wanted to pop ribbon through there, you can. There are those little sprigs that I said look really nice in the silver or mirrored card. This was another one. So I've done a slightly larger double. This was a demo I made, and this is using the flower foam. So you can see there you get a different look, and that's the one using the foam that I didn't twist that I mentioned earlier, so it's got more of a bubble effect, but really, really pretty. You've got the yay there, the grid embossing folder, yay it's your day. I've used the papers, and then again you can see how that one looks when you open it up. Again, this was made on TV, so I stuck it down a little bit crooked there, but I can just trim that, and that will still be enjoyed by someone at a later date. Then I've got this one using the squares. So this is a gatefold. I said this would work really well. I think of Minecraft when I see the squares, but there's a really pretty version. I mean, this is pretty anyway, but another way that I've used this one, I'll show you in a second. But this one just says hugs. I've used the pattern paper, and again, that's a gatefold, and you can see the design inside there. Then we got this one here, which is using just the single arrows or just the wide arrows. It's not the double. And I've just used the happy and the dies and then birthday, and again pop some ribbon through that one with the papers. And then this one's one of my favorites. I just really like it. So I've used the stamped rose detail there, just used the die for birthday wishes. I've used the foam and die cut the flower there, the sprigs, and then I've used the squares so you can see them there, but when they're open I've just ran it through the center of there. So if you want to create these cards, then you can use your smaller die cutting machine. So that's your standard 6-inch wide, and you can create these effects. Then if you do that, you could then maybe score it yourself through the middle, and you could have it as the side of your card and then just extend the pages, and I'll probably show that in a tutorial. So you can still create a lot of these, you just might need to fiddle around a little bit with it, but I think that is gorgeous, really pretty. And I've got a bit of a bolder one here with the yellow and purple, but I love the way that I've inked these. So I've just used like an orangey yellow in the centres, and then I've used this purple on the edge, and then I've used my stamps here, the leaves ones, and then I've got the circle design running through the centre there. You just got this little centre panel card. Nearly at the end of the samples. Then I've got the celebrations one. This again was one of the feature cards on the packaging. So I made this one some time ago now, so it's travelled around, and it still looks okay, but I think I might lift all these up a little bit. But that one just says celebrations. Again, you can see I've just stamped directly onto that, and you can see how I've decorated that one. In fact, I've got some washi tape in there as well. That's what happens when you have all your samples. And then I've got this one, which is using the circles on a gatefold. Very bold again, and I've used the offset grid stencil there. Heat emboss the happy birthday, and then use the flowers. They were much, they did have a lot more dimension, but obviously again, it's flattened quite a bit, and then you can just see the gatefold. And then I've just got this really simple one, just using the flower dies and the grunge stenciled background. It just says, let's celebrate. I think it looks really pretty the way those faceted gems hit the light there. So that's all of the samples to show you, and that's everything from this release. So like I said at the beginning, I'm going to be live later on today over on the Craft Stash channel. I'm going solo. It's a made to surprise takeover. So it'd be really nice if you could come over there and join. It will also be shared onto YouTube slightly later once I've finished. I think they then will upload it onto there. So if you don't have Facebook, you will be able to catch that. And I will be doing my own demos and all that good stuff, like I said, over on my made to surprise YouTube channel. That will be linked below, so head over there if you haven't subscribed, and then you'll be able to catch all of the tutorials that I'll be sharing at a later date. So as always, I will link all this product in the description box below. There are bundle offers on at the moment, so you'll get the best deals when you buy early, and it's always while stocks last. There's also going to be giveaways during the live today. I'll be announcing the winners for 2 lucky people. So again, if you want your kind of chance to get some of this product, then do watch that and participate. And look out for all the future tutorials of me using this. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.